IMEC, India, Middle East, and Europe Economic Corridor. This has a major effect in these countries and the regions that they are allocated. Moreover, it has also a very big effects to the geopolitics of the regions. And since this program is intended to see what is going around Turkey and how the surrounding changes in the surroundings might affect the Turkey and the Turkish foreign policies, we would like to cover it. So without further ado, any delay, let's start. So the issue is this: the Indian, Middle East and European Economic Corridor is an imperative, is an action against the Chinese aggression in the region. Now the international community, including the Europe and the America, wants to carry their own, I will say, developments or manufacturers from China to the countries such as India, Ghana, Somalia, and other African countries, so that the supply chain will be much more closer to the Europe market and will sustain from these regions. And also, they have seen in the COVID that a singular manufacturer and the raw material supplier is not feasible. They want to now verify, they want to now multiply these suppliers and also in terms of manufacturers and also raw materials. So now they are going to spread in Africa, including but majorly in India. And it will have major impacts in the foreign policies between the countries and also on their economics. And this is going to also have a major effect on Turkey. So let's start with India. Now, such imperative action is going to affect India, and it's going to, I will say, encourage India for more nationalism, since it's going to ensure that the economic ties are tight between Europe, America, and India. India will be more courage to follow nationalism, which is going to affect their relations with India very much. That means that Indian and Indo-Pakistan relations and Indo-China relations will be severe and will have tensions all the time. This is first thing. Second, it means that more American influence will be in India, and that's a must, because they have to protect their interests, including the European, but mostly the American and the British ones. That means that they will try to also now circle China from India's side too. The Turkey is going to be affected because of this, because the Turkey has a very close relations with Pakistan, and they are going to increase the, I will say, the military equipment supply from Turkey to Pakistan, especially when it comes to the Air Force and also the Navy too. And that means that Turkey is going to get a positive, I will say, gain from this increasing tensions. What will happen to Abu Dhabi is not a major question, because it's not going to really dramatically affect in that regard Abu Dhabi. But the thing with Saudi Arabia is more important, because either it's Abu Dhabi or even Saudi Arabia, they do not anymore trust the Americans. And they have seen that they can leave the area whenever their interests switch. So that's why for Saudis, this is, yes, an important opportunity. It will ensure the relations between the major Arab states, the region, with Americans and with Europeans getting very tight. However, they are not going to, for that reason, terminate their relations with Russia, or neither Russia nor China. So from their aspects, this is a major opportunity, but just an opportunity. It's not going to derail from their existing policy, which is multipolar world policy. They want to have a good relations with Russia, they want to have a good relations with China, and of course Europe and the United States. So in that regard, it's for them okay. They think that this is going to, or they believe that this is going to ensure their security against Iran, because Iran will be out of this equation, and it will enforce Europe and Americans to support Saudis in terms of aggression by Iran to Saudis. So they will feel more secure about themselves about this issue. Now, when it comes to Jordan, it's not a major player in this region. It will just ensure their security. But Israel, they think that they are going to have the upper hand against the Palestinians, so they will increase, at least for the latest, I will say, or the recent times, what we have been seeing, like they are going to increase the pressure on the Palestinians, and they are going to be even more aggressive against the Palestinians. Now we see that the Americans are helping Palestinians by building a temporary port, while they keep providing weapons or military equipment to Israel Army, IDF, Israel Defense Forces. So this is a very controversial and I will say unforeseen policy by Americans. In one hand, they are helping Palestinians. The other hand, they are helping Israelis at the same time. But the reason is they want Palestinians to be alive or to sustain their resistance for the moment, so that it will give reasons to IDF or Israel Defense Forces to keep escalating the tensions against the Palestinians, so they can keep their operations ongoing against the Hamas in Gaza, or against the Palestinians, let me say, in general, broad meaning. So they are really not helping Palestinians. They are indeed helping the Israel in that regard, so that the security of Israel can be sustained. When it comes to Greece, Greece has a port in Piraeus. This is operated by Chinese. It's not a major problem. A port always can be built up very quickly in anywhere, including Greece. So that's not the issue. But the issue for Greece is security, especially the balancing force against Turkey. That's a positive. And then it goes to Europe, so no major problem with the routes and any other things. For Turkey, if Turkey is going to be left out of this balance or out of this road, of course this is going to be a negative issue for Turkey, because the route is important, and also a possible route can only come from Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Syria, and then Turkey, or Iraq to Turkey and Syria, Iraq, or Iraq, Syria to Turkey, or both of them at the same time. The issue is that it has to also enforce Turkey to finalize to finish the terror problem in the region. It will, of course, enable Turkey to build up new factories around this route to Europe, logistically, so it will also add up its own economic. So that's why Turkey will, now there's a summer coming up, and as you might be or may not be, but there is an operation awaiting now by Turkish military to northern Iraq, and we cannot think this out of this pattern too. So Turkey tries to now finalize this issue to finish this PKK terror issue, so that this route can be also passed through, I will say, Turkey. When it comes to Israel or Turkey, Turkey has a little bit more average or more advantage, I will say. The main reason is is maritime. The Mediterranean Sea will enable 10 months, 11 months of safe logistics. Depends on the sea conditions, and especially during the winter it might decrease, and summertime it might increase. So this is not a very sustainable logistics or a maritime logistics operation. However, when you go through the land, as always, no problem. And the other issue is, even though you might solve the problem between Israel and Palestinian, even they will escalate. It's impossible for Israelis to take all the Palestinians from the region. Therefore, Iran will be always backing up the Hamas. And therefore, this problem cannot be solved in the near future very much. So that's the thing. With the Iran backing up Hamas, these operational safety of the routes will be a problem always to Israel. That's why the advantageous route, in my perception, or really logically, is through Turkey. In order to secure this, Turkey has to do two things. One, it has to really quickly act and finish this PKK terror issue. Second, and more importantly, it has to start up also building a very, very strong navy to ensure the safety of the Suez Channel, the Red Sea, and also the Indian Sea by its forces. Now Turkey has navy in Qatar, also in Somalia, including land troops. So this is already an ongoing operation for Turkey. We know the area now better than some other countries even. And but we have to increase the military or the navy build-up, especially in that regard, including we have to now increase also the cargo, I will say planes. We have to do our own cargo planes to for military logistics purposes. So Turkey has to really act very quickly in that regard. Unless we do this, it will not be possible for Turkey also to final or to have a place under this new, I will say, logistics route. That's my idea. If you like it, please give us a thumb, and we wait for your support for that regard. Have a nice day. Bye.